Hello, my friends. Come in, come in, sit down, take a breath. My name is Miss Carol. I am a former career teacher, now here with you, sharing everything that I've learned about healing and growth, radical self acceptance and love, so that we can cultivate deeper, more meaningful connections. And I have a simple question to ask you. Are you feeling overwhelmed? Then you're in the right place. Because this video is going to talk specifically about mastering the art of saying no. And for my empaths, this is especially for you, because I'm going to go over why it is imperative that we prioritize saying no, what the art of saying no actually communicates in our body. I'm going to go over what is the one thing that we do so much that keeps us out of sync within ourselves, out of sync with the natural intuition that we have, out of sync with the natural emotions and mental clarity that we need. As I've said, I was a career teacher. However, I started my professional career in the service industry. I worked in restaurants as a server, bartender, everything. But I also worked for almost a decade, honestly, in retail. And I worked at a very high-end department store, which I will not name. And in hindsight, I really appreciate all the things that I learned from working in the service industry. I really do feel like there are copious benefits from working in service of customers. But this particular brand, they drilled into the employees that we were going to turn no's into yeses, meaning any complaint that a customer had, we were to say no, but make it sound like a yes. And after almost a decade of practicing this, it just became like second nature to me. So I remember one instance in specific, there was a woman who came in and she had bought at least $9,000 or $10,000 worth of merchandise. And this would happen a lot. They would come in, they would spend all this money on merchandise, and they would come in the next day and they would return something. But on this particular customer, she came in, she wanted to return some undergarments that were clearly soiled. And, I was a manager at the time, and I communicated to her, Miss, I would love to do this for you. However, we can only accept things that have not been used, and this is clearly used. I'm happy to offer you a store credit. I'm happy to exchange, another purchase. However, this I cannot do. She ended up getting a discount, she ended up getting a refund. But, the interaction took about an hour and a half because I sat there with her for a good 30 minutes. Then I had to bring my manager over to talk to her. Then eventually the store manager had to come over and to talk to her because she was not leaving until she got this thing returned, which honestly, I kind of respect. And that's the thing, mastering saying no is not about being disrespectful. It's about being clear and concise, stating your objectives. And, there was a technique that we were taught called sandwiching, specifically while I was teaching. If you had a student who was behaving in a way that was not productive in class, you would sandwich what the negative behavior was in between two positive things. So something like if someone asks you to a dinner party that you want to go to or want to go out, that sounds like a lot of fun, but I'm really prioritizing getting more rest now. Tell me all about it, though. I hope you guys have a blast. That's a form of sandwiching because you are saying a positive, expressing your no, and then coupling it with another positive, right? So the huge benefit of prioritizing mastering saying no is that you are managing your time and energy. And this cannot be understated when you are on your healing journey. It cannot be. We only have so much time and energy, and how you choose to delve that out and whom you choose to delve that out to is going to therefore mean that you are going to be able to then pour more into yourself. So it is essential that we master our boundaries, our no's, because this is the thing that I was crippled by for many, many years. And if you're watching this video, I am assuming that we're on a similar wavelength. I was a pleaser. Oh my gosh, I was such a pleaser. I did not have the confidence to stand grounded on the spiritual tools that are endowed within us all to simply just reject or say no. And I was completely burned out. Now, I was teaching during the pandemic, online learning, and that was a whole bag in and of itself that ultimately led to me transitioning out of teaching as a full-time career. But even prior to that, I was so burnt out because I was just saying yes all the time. I was just expending all of this energy trying to please my bosses, trying to please my family, trying to please my friends, trying to please whomever, and not considering myself at all. I was really just overextending myself, really, because when we are saying yes to something that we don't feel completely yes in our body, we are creating conflict in our inner body. Honestly, we are betraying ourselves. We are betraying ourselves when we do that. We are creating a narrative in the world that I am the type of person that you don't have to respect, that you may not have to be kind to, that you may take advantage of. That's what you are communicating in essence. And you really, it's unfortunate that people do and will take advantage, because when we do not own our nose, we are creating unrealistic expectations, not only for the people that we in relationships that are around us and situations that are around us, but for ourselves. And that ultimately is so important for our well-being. It creates so much disorder in our inner world, our mind, our thoughts, our feelings. And there is one thing, if there was one thing that I could impress upon, especially women, to learn to or heal past saying all the time, that is apologizing. We apologize way too often for things that we have no business apologizing for. And I wrote something down that I wanted to specifically say, and I have a notebook because I'm old school. I do things notebook. So when you are apologizing for something that you do not mean, it's like you are apologizing for your existence. The Creator, universal consciousness, however you choose to identify or label it, you don't have to label it anything. Whatever that thing is that brought you here to this earthly plane did not make any mistakes. Did not make any mistakes with the trees, the flowers, the cats, and certainly did not make a mistake in you. Stop apologizing for your existence. Stand in your no. Because respect is it has to start with you. You cannot you cannot expect anybody to respect you if you are not respecting yourself. It always comes back to you. Here's a big question to ask yourself. What are the underlying fears I am avoiding by saying yes to everyone or everything? What are those underlying fears? Is it loneliness? Is it missing the person who I used to be? Is it feeling left out? it is imperative that we take 100% accountability for our life now. That is the only way that we are going to consistently stay focused on our journey towards healing, towards emotional clarity, towards a more consciousness. We have to take 100% accountability for our lives. And that starts with why am I so afraid of of looking like the bad person? You know, when you are on your healing journey, you're going to piss some people off. You're going to make some people upset. You're going to make people feel uncomfortable. It's because we have gotten accustomed to seeing these kind of videos of growth and healing and deepening our consciousness. But unfortunately, there has been a disconnect in the things that we see and the information that we take in, and then how we apply it into the world. Are we actually transferring the information that we are taking in and applying it into the wider world? And then when you do, there's going to be some tension, because we've all experienced that, common experience of waiting in line at whatever store, and there's only one person ringing people up, even though we all do self-checkout now. One person starts complaining, then another person starts complaining, then another person starts complaining, and then it's just a domino effect. We have to stand grounded in our acceptance of what is, in our self-esteem, that no matter what mistakes or what flaws I have the audacity to love myself anyway. We really do have to master the art of saying no, because it is the foundation. It is foundational in our healing and in our growth. And if we are unable to do that, unfortunately, we are going to be victims to the wider world, and we are going to further have a victimness consciousness, because we have not taken 100% accountability for things that are going on in our lives. I'm so proud of you for showing up. I congratulate the work that you are doing. If you feel called and if this has resonated with you, please leave a comment. I would love to respond to it. Please, if you feel called even deeper, I will leave resources in the description box. Check out this next video, and I will see you next time, my friends.